He's a good ref.
Yeah, good.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I feel like kind of a laughing fit coming on.
Okay.
Okay, so Gino, it's been a long day. I'm going to try really hard not to laugh.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're going to have to start over. I wasn't even in a laughing mood at all. Okay, hang on.
All right. It's okay.
I don't even know why I'm laughing because just nothing is funny around here. Nothing at all.
It really does help, though, doesn't it?
Except for this. This is funny.
No!
That's what
Is
I
that
use.
your voice?
No. It's my no button.
Oh.
No! No! No!
That's my favorite one.
I love that one.
Okay. All right.
All right, here we go.
All right. Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So, we had two meetings last night, County Commissioners and Board of Selectmen. County Commissioners, the main focus was Bartlett Farm Road, parking, brewery situation. To make a long story short, the brewery was kind of directed to go back and try to figure out, with or without Bartlett's, a way to get their patrons off the road or less on the road in terms of parking. So they talked about some exploratory discussions they've had about the purchase of land in the area that they could use for remote parking. They had some zoning issues, so possibly the board might be able to put forward a zoning article to address that if we get any closer on that. And anyway, so that was basically the discussion. There was a bit of talk about smooth hummocks, the dirt road on the left before you take the curve to the right to go out to the farm. That is a private road. There was some discussion about whether or not the town could ticket on that road, parking tickets. There's a rather complex process that's involved with that, so we didn't even get too far down that road. And they're going to come back to the board at the January County Commissioners meeting, which will be on January 22nd.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I thought that was going to be taken care of. We thought we were going to widen the road for them. Was that not?
You mean Bartlett Farm Road itself?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that was going to get widened so that they could.
Okay. Early on, there was a proposal by the brewery or a suggestion that the town take some property on the side of the road to widen it. That was not received well by the Bartletts and others.
Oh.
Because it required taking of private property.
Okay.
So at this time anyway, the board had previously decided not to do that at right now. Wouldn't want to say they're never going to do that because I don't know, but it wasn't an option that they were willing to pursue at the time, and it didn't really come up too much last night either.
Yeah.
It's an option. I wouldn't say it's not an option because the county has the authority to do eminent domain takings for public purposes. So there was some talk about, well, is it really for a public purpose because it's the brewery? But a lot of other people use the road as well, including trucks that go out to Bartlett's, as was pointed out last night, and people who aren't even going to Bartlett's or the brewery. They live there or they're going to the beach or whatever.
There seems to be a lot of land around there, though.
Well,
they can't find
yes.
a common ground, can't find spot to.
With
all that land, they can't come up with something?
I'm not involved in the discussions, but
the
I
town
agree.
is
There
somehow
seems to be a lot of
involved.
land. Some of the land is restricted
Yeah.
to conservation or farm use, agricultural use, so they can't use it for parking. But anyway, so they're supposed to come back in January. At the board meeting, we did our annual license renewals, which is liquor, entertainment, for annual only. Seasonal comes later in March. Did that just disconnect everything?
Yeah, we got a battery problem. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. To start, okay. So at the board meeting, we did our annual license renewals, all the annual renewals, not seasonal, annual. Liquor, entertainment, motor vehicle, all those things. There's a list online. And we also had a pretty lengthy wastewater update. And that we have a lot of different components to this that we talked about. We have a comprehensive wastewater management plan that we are in the process of updating, so we got an update on the update. We got an update about the downtown sewer rehab project. And for people's knowledge, and this will all be online and on Twitter and stuff like that, and we'll regularly announce it at our meetings. After the first of the year, the sewer contractor is starting on Broad Street at the Jared Coffin House end, the Center Street end. So there will be times when you will not be able to use that road. You can walk to where you need to go on the sidewalk, but you won't be able to drive your car through there. I was kind of hoping that Broad Street entirely would be shut down for a while so nobody could come to the town building. But that didn't go over well.
No.
So anyway, they actually, I think, are at some point going to be next in front of the town building, but not until next fall. So that we talked about how that's going. We talked about jetties reconstruction, which sounds, you probably think, well, what does that have to do with wastewater? It actually does have to do with wastewater because we did some modeling a couple of years ago in connection with the Nantucket Harbor water quality study. One of the models was that if the jetties were raised a bit, it would increase circulation in the harbor, which would improve water quality. Also, it's a navigational aid, and as everybody can see, the jetties are sort of sinking. They have not been touched since they were installed like 50 years ago or whenever it was. In any case, it's rather interesting. So the Army Corps of Engineers is going to be doing this work, I believe, and more information to follow next fall, September-ish. So that there will be heavy equipment out in the harbor to do this. So we'll have to be in close contact with the steamship, the High Line, barges, and other vessels that utilize the channel there. The Sewer Planning Work Group, which is an advisory group that the board established about a little over a year ago, gave an update on their work. And we also had an update about, this was not a wastewater thing, but Woodard and Curran, our engineers, are also doing a study of the Myacomet Pond watershed and ways in which to mitigate flooding and stuff like that. So they gave us a bit of an update on that, and they're going to have more to say about it later in the spring. We also talked about some follow-up to the fiscal 15 general fund budget, which I gave the board a presentation on last week. A little bit of follow-up there. They have a public hearing on January 8th if people want to make some public input about the budget. We talked about 2014 annual town meeting warrant articles. We went over all of the zoning articles that have been submitted by planning to date, some other real estate articles. This ought to make the taxi community happy. The board removed a reference in the taxi regulations to the installation of meters.
Oh.
So that is off the table right now.
Wow.
We also had some rather lengthy discussion about a proposed music festival, which initially was proposed to be at Jetties over Labor Day weekend with about 7,000 or 8,000 people. Now it's being looked at Tom Nevers Field with about 5,000 people on a different weekend in August. We had some people from Tom Nevers who had a lot of concerns that they expressed. The proponents are going to Park and Rec today to discuss it with them because Park and Rec technically has jurisdiction over Tom Nevers Field. The board had some concerns over the number of people as well. The proponents had done a lot of work as to transporting people out there. They were hoping that they were making some assumptions about how many people might ride their bikes, how many people would drive, and how many parking spaces are out there, and other parking, remote parking areas where people could park and then take a shuttle. They've actually talked to an off-island bus company that would provide buses here for this shuttle service for the festival. And there was some concern about the number of trips that might involve. So again, to make a long story short, that discussion was tabled to January 8th.
What else do we know, though? I mean, the bottom line is, who's headlining it?
You know, I never even found out who's headlining. Okay, so you're looking credulous. I have not been involved in the event group. We have an administrative event group, and I haven't been in any of the meetings. I'm not involved in that.
That's the bottom line. If it's somebody decent.
Well, Toby was sitting next to me, and he said something about James Taylor, but I don't know I don't know if he knows something.
Wow. That would be great.
I might have heard the name Willie Nelson somewhere along the line,
That would
but
be
I'm
fun,
not
too.
sure. Don't even quote me on that because it's probably wrong.
It's an old timers concert.
I
and is it a
don't
daytime
know.
concert? Yes.
Okay, I think it was like 1 to 5. And then they were going to have a private dinner in the evening for much less people. I think like
So
500 people.
5,000, is it only the 5,000 that can afford the tickets? Is that
No,
the
I
way
think
it's
it's
supposed
I think it's just ticket sales are limited to 5,000.
to work? Okay,
But it hasn't been approved yet.
Right.
It might turn out to be less people, and it might
Right.
turn out to be somewhere else. I just don't know. We're having the discussion again on January 8th.
all right.
So, it was a kind of long meeting. We didn't get out of there till 9:30ish. We do not have a meeting next week, which is Christmas. We do not have a meeting after that, the week after that, because it is New Year's Day. We meet again on January 8th.
Wow.
Yes. FinCom, meanwhile, is meeting today, and then they're not meeting again until, I think they meet again on Monday the 6th, and they are big into budgets beginning that day. They've got Wannacomet and Sconset Water that day. And they'll probably talk about some other stuff too, but they're pretty much meeting Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, January, February, and March. The schedule is online, and we try to update it, but sometimes we don't get around to it, so you need to check the meeting schedule online and make sure that, see what's actually posted. So, Gino, that's about it. Lots of stuff going on, but it's a lot of things to do with the budget and town meeting. That's our sort of our main focus right at the moment, along with collective bargaining negotiations, which Greg and my bargaining team are handling, but there's a lot going on.
Collective bargaining?
Yeah, that's union negotiations, in other words.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, what are you
Hey.
doing for the holiday, Libby?
Well, I think my family's taking a little trip.
Ooh.
Yes. We're going to, we're going to take a
You mean
little
the Rannies? All the Rannies?
No, God, no. Just the Gibsons.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's about it. What are
Okay.
you doing?
I'm sticking around.
You are?
Yeah.
Very good.
This is a nice place to be for the holiday.
We're at odds and ends a little bit, our family, because my dad passed away just about a year ago
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
So we're just, there's a lot of remembering.
Yeah, of course
and
there is.
It's a bit hard.
Very.
But happy, too, because we remember him with the happiness and all that, but that's kind of hard.
Okay.
So, so we have probably 2 weeks off. Are we having a hiatus?
We are. We're going to have a little break. We might as well.
Okay.
Unless you want to come back on if there's something else you want to talk about.
I can't think of what we could possibly talk about over Christmas and New Year's, but if
Okay.
I think of something, I'll let you know.
Good.
Otherwise, we're back the first week of January.
Yep. All right, Libby.
All right, happy holidays and all of that to everybody, and we'll see you next time.